I think they should make an award.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Power Station, we welcome you here. Thank you. As Mike Ferguson would say, make sure you pick up your weights. All right? Thank you for being here today.
It's like Bond, but VR.
The presentation of colors will be done by the Ohio Army National Guard. From your Middletown area, Sergeant Holcomb, Sergeant Castle, PSC Davies from Middletown, Ohio. Their NCOIC, Staff Sergeant Dugan.
Detail, forward, march, left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left, left. Detail, halt, left, face. Present, arms. Order, arms. Right, face. Forward, march. Left, 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 left. Detail, halt, dismiss.
Everybody, what's up? Is everybody here? Everybody here? Everybody, big round of applause. Big round of applause. And can I get an even bigger round of applause for America? This event was not meant to be this. We're $44,000, we're $6,000 away from our lofty goal of $50,000 to the Semper Fi Fund, which we have great representatives. Laura over here will be speaking, and some other representatives throughout the day from the Semper Fi Fund. We wanted to raise $50,000 to this great foundation that helps our veterans. But none of this is possible without, one, the help of my wife, Katie, who spearheaded all of this. As you guys know, who's been, yeah, we can throw around the applause. She's working. I'm just here messing around. I'll be lifting some weights later. But honestly, the reason this came together so well is because the fitness community as a whole, the fitness community came together to do something positive for the industry. You hear about bad things, you hear about all this gossip, rumors, bad things in the industry. This industry, which we have the freedom to be in because the brave men and women who serve, had an opportunity to all come together despite our differences, despite our little internal squabbles, and for one day come together, for a period of time come together and raise as much money as possible for the brave men and women who make it possible for any of that to exist. I'm gonna read them off. We can just give them a big clap at the end, unless you guys want to take like 10 years for this. But here are the men and women who came here today out of their own dime. I mean, these guys are not only giving their time, these guys have jobs. Like, fitness isn't a full-time job for all of us. So these guys took time out of their lives, their family, to come here and support the Semper Fi Fund. These are the people you should thank today. Chris Jones will be here a little bit later. Big J, Jason English, again a veteran. Derek Carver here from America Labs. Jerry Ward, Nick Strength and Power. KC Mitchell, that World Leg Monster, is going to actually kick off this event. Derek Sioka from Ronnie Coleman Signature Series. Kara Corey and Jason Corey. Steve Shaw from Tiger Fitness. Robert Frank. Eric Konowski's going to be here. Alan Roberts from Every Damn Day Fitness. Nick Baer. We got Tehran, FB Aftermath, as he's known as. We have Seth Feroci, whose picture's on the wall when he didn't have such an epic beard back in the day. He was about as American as they come. You got the Gorilla Chemist, Bounty Tank, and Remington James also. I'm not going to read off everybody who donated. You can look online, but there's some really big, generous donations, including from the people who came here that I just read. Now, the Semper Fi Fund. Wait, hold on. Let's give a round of applause to all those guys right there. Rather than me try to speak for obviously a fund, a charity organization that supports veterans, that we're very fond of, that we're all here to support, I'm going to have Laura Castelvi come up here from the Semper Fi Fund. Guys, give her a round of applause.
Good morning. Thanks so much, Mark. It really is so incredible. And Katie, because we know that she really did so much to make this happen. This is an incredible movement, for lack of a better word. It just has been something that has just taken off, and we are so honored and thrilled to be a part of this. So thanks so much for including us. I just want to tell you a little bit about the Semper Fi Fund, just in case. I know you guys have done your homework, but just to give you a little background. We provide assistance to wounded, ill, and injured service members and their families. We've been around since 2004. We're founded by a group of Marine Corps spouses out of Camp Pendleton in California, and we help all services. Over the last 13 years, we have provided over $155 million in assistance. While that is an incredibly daunting number, it really was $1 at a time. So an event like this means the world to us, because not only are you raising money, but you're raising awareness and you're reminding everyone how important it is to take care of our service members and their family. And for that, we are eternally grateful.
I'll give a clap.
So, we have some great people here with us all day, and thank you so much for the fitness industry. And I think Mark is an example of, and also our friend that's not out here, the gentleman that owns this gym, that's a former Marine, and it embodies the idea of those taking care of everybody. And Marines all take care of each other, and all of our service members take care of each other. But you guys embody the spirit of just making it happen. So I am very honored to be here today with some of our veterans, and our Staff Sergeant Jose Sanchez is here with us, and also Ray is here with us, and he's a local Ohio, and he's a basketball player, and he's also coaches basketball, and he played on Team Semper Fi, so we're thrilled he is here with us. But right now I'm going to go ahead and introduce Corporal Larry Draughn, and he is also locally here from Ohio. He's a fisherman and a sports guy, and he's really thrilled about getting out into the gym again. So, Larry.
You messed up my last name.
I had it right.
You had it right.
Practice.
Yeah, I did. I messed it. I almost said a couple.
Thank you guys for having us here today. I appreciate this gym for hosting this event. Semper Fi Fund has done so much for my family and me. I'll go into detail a little bit about what they've done. I'll tell you my story. But before I do that, who do you think is going to win the fight tonight? The Conor McGregor and Mayweather fight. Mayweather? We'll see. We'll have to put bets in on that. But no, I was born in Dayton, Ohio. Graduated from Meadowville High School, and I went to the Marine Corps in 2006, the day after Christmas. And I wanted to get back to this great country for the men and women that's lost their lives. My friends have gotten injured over there, and I wanted to do my part to get back to this amazing country. And sorry, it's a pretty heartfelt story. And so I enlisted in the Marine Corps. Didn't tell anybody else I was going into the Marine Corps. I just told them one day I was up and leaving and going to basic. After graduating basic, I got stationed, or I went to my duty station, my school of infantry. Then I got stationed in Hawaii with 2nd Battalion, 3rd Marine Division. And did one tour to Iraq in 2008. It was a pretty basic deployment. It wasn't too painful. And so I got back from there. I had a wife that was pregnant while I was gone. And being overseas with a pregnant wife, it's stressful. And so after I got back, she had her firstborn son. And then I left for Afghanistan the following year in 2009. 21 days into Afghanistan, we were on an ambush mission, setting up on an ambush on roughly 50 known insurgents that were dug in Nowzad in the Helmand province in Afghanistan. That morning I wasn't supposed to go on that mission. I was supposed to be doing some advanced training for drones and stuff like that. And I heard my guys were going to go outside the wire. And I wasn't going to let my fire team leave the wire without their team leader. And it almost cost me rain. So on that patrol that morning, I was the last guy to set in. I dropped back with the radio operator after running point man with an engineer while he was sweeping for IEDs. We found roughly 20 to 21 IEDs that morning. And as my radio operator set in, he gave me the thumbs up to run across the danger area. And as I went to run, we were about to call for our first round of airstrikes and IDF. And as I went to run, I let off with my left foot, my radio operator's footprints, when the blast occurred. The blast hit me and launched me, they said 10 or 12 feet in the air. And the engineer said I stepped on a 155 or equivalent to a 155, that they had buried a little too deep. I hit the ground, I realized what had happened. My left leg was laying next to my head. My right leg, they found it the next day up in a tree. And with the will of God, it didn't knock me unconscious. I was able to stay awake and coordinate my guys and tell them what to do. I was able to clear my gun out, reload it, and aim back down range. Both my hands were shattered. My face took shrapnel. My Oakley glasses stopped shrapnel from entering my eyes. And I knew I didn't have long to live. So I rolled over to my Marines, my heroes, and I said, you got 60 seconds till I'm dead, save me. And they were able to apply my tourniquets and life-saving treatment and got me on a stretcher, and my guys had to carry me for almost an hour out of a combat zone to a medevac vehicle. And through that whole hour, I was able to tell my corpsman what to do. He was wanting to give me shots and all this stuff, and I told him no. I was like, let me stay alive and fight for my life. Let me fight to go home and see my family. And through that whole time, your life flashes in front of your eyes. You see your kids laughing. You see your family, your closest people to you in life. Their smiles are engraved in the back of your head. And you don't know at that point if you're going to get to see them again. So about, I'd say 5 or 10 minutes before I got to the medevac vehicle, I pulled over our other team leader and I told him, tell my wife and my kids, I'm not going to make it home, that I love them, and I'm sorry. And for those that have served, I mean, we all went over and we all joined knowing that there's a chance we can get sent to war, not knowing if we're going to make it back alive, if we're going to get to see our family again. And it's rough on a young person. And so as they were lifting me in the back of the medevac vehicle, my other friend I was supposed to be training with, he was there. If this tells you anything, the whole base found out I had gotten blown up, and they said every Marine on that base was lined up at the gate to come get me after they found out one of the Marines had gotten hit. That just shows what kind of family the military is and how we take care of each other. And this is a little funny, excuse the language, but as they were lifting me in the bed of the truck, I rolled over to my buddy Mario. I was like, don't tell my wife, she's gonna kill me. there was some other words, but that was my worry, was my family. And once I got back stateside, you're laying in a hospital bed, you don't know if you're gonna get to play football with your kid, you don't know if you're gonna get to play baseball, you don't know what life's got in store for you, you don't even know if you're gonna be able to walk again. And before all that, my wife and my mother-in-law, Semper Fi Fund, had stepped in and made their life 10 times easier. They got my family out there for me. They helped find housing for my family. They helped find rental car for my wife and my mother. Anything they needed. Janine Canty at Walter Reed, she was the liaison there for Semper Fi Fund. And she just made life for my wife and my mother so much easier. They've blessed us beyond the extent of what any organization or any person could do. They've helped me literally get back on my feet, help my family not suffer anymore. If there was any financial needs, Semper Fi Fund has always been there to help with anything. With all this going on, the last thing any spouse should be worried about is, how are we going to pay the extra bills that are going to be gone? I'm going to be missing work, so what do I do? And Semper Fi Fund always had the answer for that. They always stepped in and said, hey, we're going to take care of you. There's no reason for the spouses to suffer, and they did that. And I'm thankful the world for Semper Fi Fund. They've been there for my family. They call me once a month asking, is there anything you need? What can we do for you? How can we help you? They've helped me chase my dream and become a professional bass angler. And something I've always had a passion to do and never thought I'd get the chance to do it. And thanks to Semper Fi Fund and my wife and some other people that's helped out, I've been able to chase my dream and passion, and that is fishing. So thank you, Semper Fi Fund, and thank you guys for having me. Try to cut my story down. I want you guys to get the lift, and I want to be able to see some of it, because as soon as I'm done here, I got to get back to Fairborn for a football game, and hopefully our boys stomp Jamestown today. So pretty excited about that. So thank you guys so much, and God bless you, and hey, may the strongest person win.
And now you know why this is such an important cause, and what it does to help people, and what it does to help people who are most important. That's our veterans. And I'll say it right there, they're the most important, because they're the ones who keep us safe. They're the ones who allow us to train in a gym like this, to drive down the street. I don't care what your political affiliation, they're the heroes. So today, I'm gonna give you a brief itinerary. Right after we're done, I'm gonna have Casey Mitchell kick this off. Right after we're done, we're gonna start deadlifting and benching. Basically, if you wanna do it, anybody sign up at the front to do it? Is everybody lifting some stuff? If you don't wanna do that, we don't care. Let's just have fun. Let's lift some weight. Let's celebrate today. We're gonna get over $50,000 for this fund you just heard about. And that is gonna be an epic, epic feat. So basically 10 to 12, whenever we're done. Whenever we're done lifting, we're done lifting. But feel free to lift around, or feel free to watch, because people are gonna do some epic stuff. When you get people on the bar, it's amazing how many reps they can pull 1.5 times their body weight. So let's get that. So, without further ado, the man I'd like to kick off this event, I met a few years ago. We actually did a little lifting video, and at that time, I think he was deadlifting 500 pounds. Since then, I think you got 600 in competition? Over 600, I don't want to say 600, you got over 600 in competition. And he does it on one leg. Hence his nickname, that one leg monster. So I'm not gonna get into what he does, he can do that, but to kick off this event, we're gonna have some fun. Throughout the day, we're gonna have people speak from Semper Fi. I'll just grab the mic, stop the music, we'll get things going. But Casey, that one leg monster, Mitchell.
What's going on, guys? First off, thanks for coming here. I love this stuff, man. I'm ramped up, I'm ready to mess around. Me and Seth, we're gonna battle it out today a little bit. I wasn't planning on deadlifting today, but I get up here, I see the bar, and well, I'm gonna be deadlifting today. That's just the way it is. On behalf of Veterans, Mark, thank you. A lot of guys don't understand, I've known Mark for quite some time now. And me and Mark just kind of met, you know, in the fitness industry. We just kind of would go through. Mark's a hugger, if you've ever been to the expos. You know, we hugged it out a couple times, talked about some stuff, and now, you know, and me and Mark became good friends. One day, Mark happened to be in the LA area, and we decided we wanted to shoot a video together. And then Mark said, well, let's just not shoot a video. let's try to see pound for pound how much weight we can lift and get people to donate money to the amount of weight that we lift. And this was like literally a couple days, I think we decided that we're just gonna do this. So Marc has been doing this. This is not his first time doing this. And we raised money that day, just him and I, and he donated it to another veteran organization. So this isn't his first time. So thank you, Marc, on behalf of the veterans on what you're doing. As far as I'm concerned, you're the only one in the fitness industry doing it. And we really, I mean, I can speak for all the veterans here, like what you're doing, it means a lot to us. You're helping guys out like him, helping myself out and the other veterans that are out here and in this country. So thank you.
Woo-hoo. Yeah.
So a little bit about me. I was in the Army for almost 2 years, did 2 tours, Iraq 0506, and then Afghanistan 2009, 2010. On my last mission of my tour in Afghanistan, I was hit by a pressure plate IED on a mounted patrol heading to do a raid on a known IED cell. Prior to getting there, the vehicle that I was commanding was hit. Long story short, I woke up in Walter Reed, had a bunch of surgeries, tried to save my leg, couldn't save it. 6 months later, decided to have my leg amputated, and honestly, life was just different. You know, I was staff sergeant, my career was kind of getting taken from me, and then I went through a spiral of stuff, like just terrible stuff. And I went down to Metroflex down in Long Beach one day, where like, you know, CT Fletcher and all those guys are working out at, and I was just so pumped and inspired by these guys and the way they treated me, and I felt like that's what I wanted to do, was somehow use what I've been through and the fitness industry to motivate people to train. And then I became like this whole thing of like, no excuses. If I can do it, why can't you do it? And if I'm out here putting in the work, then, well, you don't have an excuse why you're not. And then I had no idea which route I was gonna go in the fitness industry. I had no idea what I was gonna do. I didn't, you know, Instagram was barely getting going, and I didn't have an account, none of that. And then CT said, you should try powerlifting. And that was not even in my realm. I've never powerlifted, never done anything like that. Thought about it, didn't really pursue it. Thought I was gonna do like physique competing or something like that, you know? And one day I went to a national powerlifting competition in Las Vegas. And if you guys are powerlifters, if you guys know Brandon Allen, I'll never forget it. I watched Brandon Allen come out, and there's Gracie V sitting there ramping him up and getting him just fired up, and the adrenaline and everything that was going, it touched me, and I was like, this is what I want to do. And then when I found out there weren't many amputees powerlifting and there wasn't any doing full power, that's when I said, okay, now if I can really do this, it's going to inspire and motivate a lot of people to start going that direction. So I trained for a long time, did it, and in January I competed in a full power competition in Los Angeles, and was one of the first amputees to do it in the USPA against able-bodied athletes in the raw division. So I mean, it was a huge accomplishment for me. It was emotional, and seeing how now, I can't tell you how many amputees and how many veterans are now trying to power lift, you know? And it's just been an amazing journey so far. And like I said, it's guys like Marc, guys like CT, guys that have just welcomed us veterans and just done so much for us and helped push us and motivate us to want to do it. You know, I don't know if I would be here today, to be honest, if it wasn't for like all of this and all of you guys and being in this, you know, type of atmosphere. I mean, this really is what saves my life. Probably weekly, honestly. Every single day I wake up, I have to be in here. You know, if I miss weeks of this, it starts to get to me. So things like this, people like you know, I know that I'm in the fitness industry and all that, but honestly, I'm just a normal ass dude, and you guys all motivate me, probably more than I motivate you. I honestly do this for you guys and for stuff like this. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for donating, all the companies that donated, all the people, just, it's amazing, and thank you. And without further ado, let's move some damn iron. Thank you.